Another gorgeous day. Goodness. Wednesday, 77 degrees. Again, this is not financial advice. This is just something that I have done. This really should be on my other channel, Options Over 40, but I don't have enough subs right there to get it live, so we're going to do it here. I might port it over. As you know, Paladin, it is Wednesday, so we are enjoying ourselves. So as you know, I am heavy into Palantir, PLTR, which is a database software, quote unquote. It's a government. It's like Halliburton, just a little bit of everything, but it's only going to tell you about 10% of what it really does. So we have been trading that. We have been selling options on my 200 shares of Palantir, and we've been doing pretty well for not really knowing a lot, or know a little. And this is a case of a little can get you into trouble. I made a whole video on my other channel about it, but there's a lot of chipmunk giving my dog a little bit of fit over there, so that's pretty funny. But what we did with Palantir is that I had two. Well, let's go back to the earnings. The earnings came out Ruckus. Earnings came out August 12th or August 14th. I can't remember what day. I had two cover calls for 185 and 180 respectively. My cost basis was 160 something. So I was in hog heaven. I could not lose. I did not lose. The only thing I lost when their earnings came out was that my cover calls were for 180 and 185, and they blew through those cover calls. Excuse me, I had a cover call for 165 and 160. When the earnings came out for Palantir, they blew through my 160, 165, and they ended up about 185. 190 when I sold, I had to sell. That is what the options are. I had to sell. I made that obligation to do it. So I sold for 160 or 165. I left over 2,000, almost $3,000 on the table. Extrinsic value, if I am thinking correctly. And again, this is not financial. I never want Alex Pandrea, retire on dividends, Income GG, and there's a couple of the ones that I follow on YouTube quite often. But Pandrea and retire on dividend. Check those two out. They're pretty good. So I left money on the table with that, but what I did with my awesome new found wealth and my selling of Palantir was that I sold two more calls for 180 to 185. Thought I was going to be safe. Thought I was good. If you would have seen Palantir in the last 6-7 days, weeks, you know that they were in a decline. That's all right. $2 or $3 here, $2 or $3 here. Fucking $14 yesterday. Are you fucking kidding me? Jesus Christ, times 100. Oh my God, times 200. Ouch. Yeah, that hurt. I lost of my what was it, $3,000 yesterday, and I still don't know how today's gonna end up. Today they were down $16 a share at one point. I'm sitting there just at work going, what the flying hell is going on? I can't do anything because I don't have time to stop and figure out what the fuck. I don't have my laptop with me, so I don't have my spreadsheets and all that sitting there telling me my thetas, my deltas, my whatever, all the rest of the geeky Greeks. So I bought a leap. Actually, I bought to close both of my call options that I had out. 180, 185. I bought to close those because it was down. Let's see, it was so far down it made sense. I was at a 60% gain on my options. That's great for me. I'll take that win. That's a $300 win. Okay, I'm good for today. And then it kept falling. I sold it at 8 under, 14 under. It ended up when I was having the panicking the most. It's like, Jesus, what the hell's going on? So I'm sitting there talking with ChatGPT because, of course, I use ChatGPT very heavily with my finance because, like I said, I don't know what I'm doing. This is not financial information. But I did use ChatGPT, and they were talking about using leaps, options that expired in a year, year and a half, 2 years, to counter effect what I lost. So I looked at I have 200 shares of Palantir that are freed up yesterday, and I wasn't going to. There's a wasp sitting right there flying around. This was probably 2 years ago. Not being from ADHD, I have it. I'm sorry. Squirrel. We're going to talk about that. So I remember I got stung by like 16 wasps 2 years ago moving. So whenever I see a wasp flying around, I know there's a home somewhere and I'm not gonna fuck with it. But I bought the leap for January of 2027, year and a half out. They paid me $30 a share for that. So it was just over $3,000 that I took in profit and premium I got one over here and I got one guy over there. So it was $3,000 that I took in unrealized gains. That is my money now. I can do whatever I want with it. It's $3,000, but it's still sitting in my IRA, so I can't pull it out and go buy a new car. What I'm gonna do is, with the dogs and having a good time out here, is I'm gonna go look at a protective put. I need to buy a put for my cover calls for 160. I think I'm gonna buy a put for 140. So if my shares of Palantir go down past 140, I can sell. And I won't lose, like I was telling my wife this afternoon, it won't be as bad as the loss if I would not have had the protective put in place. It's called a collar, protective collar or something like that. But it's just, Jesus. I should be a little more upset over losing about $5,000 total because today's going to be a bad day too. So I've lost almost $5,000 within today and yesterday. I should be a little more upset, except for the fact that I believe in Palantir. I love the company. I love what they do. I love Alex Karp as the CEO. He's a little off, like Elon is. But he's not that far off where you're going, okay, you got a little extra chromosome somewhere. I think Alex Karp is just genuinely a genius, and he's that smart that it comes off as kind of goofy at times. I'm looking at my dog's chest. He's got a very pink chest. Huh. Yeah, this guy's been sick the last couple of days. I'm glad to have him out. He wasn't feeling too well. But yeah, I believe in Palantir. If you listen to, I think it is Warren Buffett that says, don't invest in companies that you don't know, that you don't believe in. Don't invest in those because you don't know what they do. And as I said, I believe that Palantir is a $300 stock company. I sincerely do. Not now, not in the next 4 years, but I can see within the next 10 years that they will be a big, big foundation for, I don't want to come off and sound a Republican, but they might be a foundation for our country's new growth. I'm not going to get into politics, but Palantir is going to have a say in what's going on, and I absolutely love Palantir. There's not a thing I don't love about Palantir. I love Palantir as much as I love D-Wave, QBTS, or quantum computing. And we can talk all day about quantum computing. But Just wanted to put out actually hear myself talk about Palantir. I like to hear myself talk out loud so it kind of echo chamber. Okay, that's what I'm thinking. It makes sense. And it's still kind of odd because I think I'm just now a month into trading options, and I've gained and lost 3,500, $5,000. I made it in selling the Palantir after the earnings, and my calls got called away, and I knew it was going to be a nice little windfall. But he doesn't want to go in. He wants to stay outside in the shade. I don't blame him. It's nice out here. It's nice. What we have done, we have mowed. I have mowed paths for the dogs. Out back there is nothing but 3 paths. This is the main one going back there. And then this is all empty. My wife likes, we have little wild purple flowers out there. My wife enjoys the purple flowers. They're dying now, and I'm just waiting to get the lawnmower out to take care of that. And that'll be the last mow of the year. It always is. Always. The 2 years I've done it. Always had a riding lawnmower. God, that'd be awesome. Always had a riding lawnmower. It's a little 2-stroke. It's a quad. He sounds like he's right inside our woods, but there's something over there. Yeah, that's odd. It sounds like he's really close. Or not. Cool. We're gonna get high a little bit. So that was my update. I updated Palantir. And yeah, we lost our ass. We're gonna get it back. It's just gonna take time. That's all. It's just gonna take time. And hopefully we have the amount of time it's gonna take for this to, for the Palantir ship to right itself. But what we do, the 3,000 premium that we got for selling one contract, we have another potential $3,000 potential, $6,000 that we can buy a share. We can buy some stock with and start playing with that, doing cover calls and puts and shit like that. So we're looking for a company at a $60, yes, at a $60 stock price, so we can sell one option for yes, we can sell one option. I got to spit. But yeah, $6,000 company, 6,000. It's not gonna go well. That'll give us, let's see, SoFi. That'll let us trade 1, 2, 3 contracts to SoFi. That's not bad. I don't mind SoFi. SoFi, SOFI, the financial tech fin, I think is what you call them. But yeah, we have a couple SoFis out there, and I have a TSL. LL. God, L's. I just can't say L. Except for today, it seems I can say it. Sure. So, not to be repping, but we are puffing on a Sunday from our local dispensary flavor, Loom. They have a pack of pre-rolls called Sundays. They're 28 per pack, or $30. So you're paying just under, well, taxes and everything else, you're paying over $1 per joint. But it's a gram joint, and it's, you know, it's not the best, it's not the worst. It's economical. All right, we are going to end